Hey, welcome. Today, we're going to break down a really cool investment strategy, one that's all about generating consistent income. You can almost think of it like a financial engine that actually pays you to keep it running. You know the feeling, right? You've got cash sitting in your brokerage account, just waiting for the perfect moment to invest. But while you're waiting, it's doing absolutely nothing. It's basically a wasted resource. So, what if you could put that idle cash to work even before you buy a single share of stock? The key to making this work is a total mindset shift. It's about ditching the gambler's mentality, always hoping for that one lucky jackpot, and starting to think like a methodical business owner, specifically a landlord who is always collecting rent. So, what is the strategy actually called? It's known as the wheel, and for a really good reason. It works just like a circle of life for your money, creating this continuous, repeatable loop of cash flow no matter which way the market is actually going. Look, the wheel is a really simple repeating cycle. You start by getting paid to agree to buy a stock. If you end up buying it, you then get paid to agree to sell it. Once it's sold, well, you're right back at the beginning. The most important thing to get is that at every single stage of this process, you are collecting cash. Your money is never just sitting on the sidelines. All right, let's break down that first phase. This is the really interesting part where you actually get paid for your patience. You're generating income before you even own a single share. It all kicks off with a tool called the cash secured put. Now, all that means is you're selling a contract where you say, hey, I am totally willing to buy 100 shares of this company I like, but only if the price drops to a specific level I'm comfortable with. And just for making that promise, you get paid a cash fee right up front. That fee is called a premium. And that's the immediate goal right there. You pick a great company you'd be happy to own, you set the price you'd be thrilled to pay for it, and then you collect an instant cash payment, basically a waiting fee, just for being willing to buy it at your price. So, what happens then? Well, it boils down to one of two things. If the stock's price stays above your target price, the contract just expires, and you keep that entire premium. It's pure profit. You can just do it all over again. But if the price drops below your target, you have to follow through on your deal and buy 100 shares, but you get them at that discounted price you wanted in the first place. Now you own the stock, and it's time for phase two. Okay, so now you own the stock. Your role just changed. You've officially become the landlord, and it's time to put that new asset to work and start collecting some rent. The tool for this part is called the covered call. It's basically the mirror image of what we just did. Because you actually own the 100 shares, your promise is covered. You agreed to sell those shares at a higher target price if the stock rallies. And just like before, for making this promise, you get paid another immediate cash premium. This is your rent. The goal here is super simple. You own the asset, so don't just let it sit there collecting dust. By selling these covered calls, you can generate a steady stream of income, your rent, from the shares you already have in your account. And again, this plays out in one of two ways. If the stock price stays below your selling price, you just keep the premium. That's your rent, and you still own the shares, so you're all set to rent them out again. But if the stock price blows past your target, you sell your shares for a nice profit. And just like that, the circle of life is complete. You're back in cash, and you're ready to start the wheel all over again. Okay, so we've covered the how, but why do so many investors get hooked on this strategy? Let's get into the key benefits that make it so appealing. There are really four big ones. First, you get a double payday. You can make money from the premiums you collect and from the stock price going up. Second, it lowers your cost basis. Every single premium you collect effectively reduces the price you paid for the stock, which gives you a nice safety cushion. Third is consistency. This isn't about hitting home runs. It's about acting like the casino, relying on a small, systematic edge that pays off over time. And finally, there's psychological safety. This one is huge because you only ever use this strategy on high-quality companies you'd be perfectly happy to own for the long haul anyway. But let's be real, no strategy is perfect. So it's absolutely crucial to understand the risks and know when this wheel might hit a little bump in the road. There are really two main risks to watch out for. The first is the big drop. If a stock you agreed to buy suddenly crashes way below your target price, you still have to buy it. You could be stuck holding a falling asset, and that's exactly why you must only use this strategy on quality companies you truly believe in. The second risk is what you could call the moonshot. If your stock suddenly triples in price, you still have to sell at your lower agreed-upon price. Now, you still make a profit, which is great, but you miss out on those huge, massive gains. And that can definitely sting a little. I want to end on this idea because it perfectly captures the whole spirit of the wheel. You are literally shifting your role from being the person at the slot machine, just hoping for a lucky spin, to being the casino itself, consistently collecting small profits because you've put the odds in your favor over the long run. And that really brings us to the final question you have to ask yourself. This strategy isn't about taking wild chances. It's about methodically generating income from your assets, just like a landlord does. It forces you to stop seeing stocks as lottery tickets and start seeing them as parts of a business you're running. So when you look at your own approach, which one are you?